Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I'm Naomi and I'm so glad you're here. And if you're not new here, then welcome back. This week we are doing a Q&A. I'm going to be talking all things Jesus, Christian, Bible, that kind of stuff. And I'm going to answer some questions, and then I have a little bit of a story of something that's been on my heart that I want to share with you guys. And I really just want to use this time as a time where I can encourage you. In honor of Thanksgiving, I want to talk about thankfulness and how I have been working on that very thing in my life. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. So the first question I got is favorite book right now or book recommendations. I just started a couple days ago, actually. I just started reading this book again. It's called Just Do Something by Kevin DeYoung, and I love this book, you guys. It's kind of put a new perspective on trying different things. When I came out of Bible school, I still wasn't 100% sure of what I wanted to do, but I had a little bit more of an idea of what I wanted to have a career in. And so this book was really good because Kevin DeYoung talks a lot about just do something. You know, if you don't know if you want to be a teacher or not, just volunteer in a classroom, just volunteer to help at church, you know, just kind of do things. Don't like wait for the right moment or wait for God to show you whether that's for you or not. And it's not like just do random things, just spontaneously make decisions, but it's just kind of like just jump in there and try things, you know. Don't wait so much when it's like a big thing like becoming a teacher. Definitely pray about that and wait a little bit, but don't just wait to try something to see if, you know, that's gonna be for you or not. So very good book. I love this. He has a lot of good things to say. I would definitely recommend that one. And then Habits of Grace, I've been wanting to read it again, but I'm still working on the other book. Habits of Grace by David Mathis. This is such a wonderful book. I read that in Bible school. And it talks so much about how to grow in grace and how to just grow in your relationship with Jesus. Let me show you. I love this book because he has 3 things that he talks about throughout the whole entire book, and he talks about the 3 things that he outlines are hear his voice, have his ear, and belong to his body. So some of the chapter titles are shape your life with the words of life, read for breadth, study for depth, warm yourself with the fire of meditation, bring the Bible home to your heart, memorizing the mind of God, and resolve to be a lifelong learner. So he just works on showing you how to be a good Christian, how to act like a Christian, and really how to just be in the Word in depth and to be able to read it, to retain what you read. So love this book, definitely recommend that one, and Just Do Something by Kevin DeYoung. The second question I got was tips and pointers for Bible plans. That's a good question. I know a lot of people who use this app, but the Bible app, the YouVersion app, is very good. It has thousands of plans for any and every season of life that you might be in, and I definitely recommend checking that app out. I can link it down below if you want. And I have done so many plans on there that have been awesome, but I just very recently have been going through the Psalms again from start to end, and that's been really good for me. So that's what I'm doing right now, is just reading through the Psalms. Sometimes I'll just one day be like, oh, I want to read in Matthew, or oh, I think I should read in Acts. The Bible app is great. It has tons of plans, but also just read through the Psalms. Maybe start with the New Testament, maybe start in the Old Testament. What's your favorite Bible story? That's definitely a hard one. I love the story of Ruth and Naomi because that just shows God's provision, and it shows his goodness and his faithfulness to us. Very recently, it's like 3 weeks ago now. Yeah. 3 weeks ago, Pastor Mark at our church, he talked about the prodigal son. And I know so many pastors have talked all sorts of different angles on that story. But I particularly loved it when he spoke about it because he shared about it from the viewpoint of the older son was just very like, he was sharing about how the younger son, you know, went off and did his stuff, and then when he came back, the father threw a party for him and was just so happy for the younger son. And the older son came from the field to the house asking the servant, what's going on? What's all this noise? And the servant tells him what's going on, and the older son is like, what? Like, why are you throwing a party for him? He went and squandered all of your money. He wasted it. He just came back stinking and smelling like a pig. Like, and you're rewarding that? Like, you're throwing a party for him? Like, what about me? I did everything you said. Like, now he's talking to his father and he's just like, I did everything you said and you never once threw a party for me. What about me? So all of that to say, I love that story because from that viewpoint I feel like I really relate to the prodigal son, or the older son, and so it's always cool to read back on that story and be like, wow, okay, such a good story about how Jesus, he doesn't forget about us, he doesn't neglect us, and I can go more into that another time. But I love that story and the story of Ruth and Naomi. Those are both really cool stories. This was a really good one. This is where I want to like read this question and pause and then share a story with you guys because it's a really good question. What's one thing you currently struggle with or have struggled with, and how are you or how do you work through it? What's one thing you currently struggle with and how do you work through it? Pause right there. Quick story. One thing that I have been struggling with is just being thankful for everything that Jesus has given me, and that's the first part of what I'm struggling with. The second part is I just have been struggling to understand why everybody else is receiving the blessings that I've been praying about for so long. Literally, that has been a struggle for me so currently, like within the last couple months up until now. I've just been seeing my good friends and family receive all of the blessings that I have been praying about for so long. Just blessings like they got a new car or they are moving out, and a couple of my friends just got engaged, which I am without a doubt so happy for them, super excited for both of them. And then I have a couple friends that are in new dating relationships. Good for them, I'm so happy for them, but there is just a little tint of unhappiness in my life that I'm trying to work through, and I'm just struggling because I've been praying for so long about, God, do you even have a future husband for me? Do you have a boyfriend for me? When will I be able to afford my own place? When will I be able to afford to buy a car? God, what's going on? And so I've just been struggling with that. Just been struggling to be thankful for where I'm at. And don't get me wrong, I am so happy for all of my friends, for their relationships, their engagements, the new seasons of life they're in. But it's hard. It's hard because I was at a get together with a couple of my friends a couple weeks ago, and I literally realized that besides me and one other girl who we are very close, me and my good friend, besides the two of us, everybody else is in relationships, and it's just the two of us, and we're single, very much single. And so it's hard. It's so hard because I'm like, well, what about me? God, it would be so much fun to introduce my boyfriend to all of my friends and to be able to have him with me when we're all together and going to the movies or having bonfires or just hanging out. I'm very thankful for my family, very thankful for being able to live at home with my family and being able to do school online. I'm so thankful, so happy for all of my friends. But yeah, that's what I've been struggling with. And how am I working through it? I am definitely trying to remain faithful, trying to stay in my Bible, trying to stay faithful to Jesus. I'm trying to just keep praying because I feel like one of the knee jerks is to just stop praying and to just be like, you know what, I've already prayed this prayer so many times. What's another prayer gonna do? So that's how I'm working through it. Just continuing to pray. I'm trying to be open with my mom and my dad and just trying to really include them, because I feel like if it's happened throughout my life, if I keep stuff stuffed in, if I don't talk about it, then I explode later, and that's never good. So yeah, that's what I'm doing to work through it, is just keep praying, to just keep in my Bible, to just keep communicating with my parents, and to just pray about it. I hope that encouraged you. I hope you were encouraged by that even a little bit. And I would love to hear from you guys. If you have any questions about anything I talked about, please leave them in the comments section. I would love to look at those, love to respond to you, love to connect with you all. And I definitely would encourage you, in honor of Thanksgiving, to be thankful for your friends and your family, to be thankful for the things that you do have, because that is a big thing for me. There's so much discontent and disappointment that can come out of not being thankful for the things that you don't have. It's so easy for me to be like, I don't have a car, I don't have a boyfriend, I don't have my own apartment, I don't have these things. And I've had so many days where I've been just so discontent, so unhappy, and it doesn't do me any good at all. So important to not take for granted this season that I'm in, because I know that God is working in me. And yeah, that's not to say I'm not struggling, because I definitely am, but yeah, that's where I'm at in life. So if you guys liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to, and comment down below with any questions or comments. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was really fun, really short and sweet and to the point. And I will see you guys again next week. See you later.